Am I wrong for getting angry at my aunt for stealing my fan for her baby? I, 18-year-old female, live with my mum, 42, in a tiny flat in the city. Recently, my uncle, 38, and his wife, 29, have had a baby, and they chose to stay with us whilst they get used to the whole parent thing. To be honest, the whole situation has confused me from the beginning. My aunt and uncle live in Scotland in a huge house, and instead of getting help from my aunt's family who actually live there, they decided to drive down to England to stay in a pokey flat with me and my mum. We didn't ask questions, though, and just welcomed them with open arms, because that's what families do. Anyway, as some of you may know, right now in the UK, there's a big heatwave hitting us. It's more limited to England, I think, but recently it's been about 29°C or 84°F, but temps are set to hit 40°C or 104°F, which is the hottest it's ever been over here. Our homes are not equipped for heat waves, they're actually designed to insulate instead of keep cool, so we're all panicking about how hot it's going to get in the flat. My mum and I thought that my aunt and uncle would go back up to Scotland where it's cooler, but they were insistent on staying with us, so last week, we bought an air conditioning unit and some fans to keep us going. However, as of late, my aunt keeps stealing all our fans and the AC for her and the baby. It's too hot, we need them. The rest of us are literally baking, including her own husband who has asthma and suffers in extreme heat, but she doesn't seem to care or even understand that. We were trying to be accommodating at first, but now it's actually getting beyond ridiculous. She won't even let us use the things that we bought in our own home, which I find really selfish and unfair. It kind of came to a boiling point, no pun intended, this morning when she decided to take the one-hand fan that I had in my room and put it in the baby's cot because the baby was crying and the AC unit and the 2 fans weren't enough. I tried telling her that maybe the baby was actually too cold or maybe just hungry, and that led to an argument where she accused me of questioning her parenting, etc., etc. I didn't engage, just told her that I don't care how she parents her child as long as she doesn't steal from me, took my fan back, and didn't say another word to her. Am I wrong for getting pissy? I get that she's a first-time parent and she's worried about her baby, but I don't know, I just don't think it justified taking my stuff. Am I wrong for not eating steak that wasn't cooked like how I was asked? I went on a trip with some friends recently, and each of us took turns cooking on various days. One of the days, my friend made everyone garlic steak and potato wedges. Just normal cheap cuts from the store, nothing fancy. Normally, when I go to a steakhouse, I prefer to order my steak medium, as I get grossed out by too much redness. But when I eat when a non-professional chef is cooking, I order my steak medium well because I find that most non-pro chefs tend to undercook it compared to what you order, so if I ordered a medium, a non-chef would cook me a rare, and if I order a medium well, then I receive a medium like I want. So that's exactly what I told my friend, that I'd like a medium well. Of course he gives me the spiel that steak lovers do when they tell you that steak is meant to be eaten raw and bloody and anything else is a sin. I roll my eyes and don't engage in that conversation because it's pointless. Long story short, my steak comes and it's definitely medium rare, if not straight up rare. It was way too red for me to be able to power through eating, to not cause a scene. So I asked him to throw mine back on the stove for a couple min and refused to do so, telling me he cooked it like it should be eaten. I suppose I could have cooked it further myself, but I was tired of the situation and seeing the red made me lose my appetite for steak. So I gave mine to my BF and made myself a sandwich and chips. The friend called me an asshole in front of everyone because I refused to eat his food. Most others were on my side because I didn't get it like how I ordered, but a couple were on his side and said, I should have powered through and raw steak isn't that bad anyway. Mall parking petty revenge. Back in the before times, it was between Thanksgiving and Christmas. The movie theater was at the mall, and this time of year, the parking lot was jam-packed. My partner at the time finds a spot and is turning into the spot when a passenger jumps out of their car on the other side of the curb and stands in front of his car so he can't park. She refuses to move even though we were already 1/4 in the spot. Now, he just wanted to pull out and find another spot, but I wasn't having it. I got out of the car and stood 2 feet away from her, but still blocking the parking spot. My partner drives off. So we are both in the spot. She's yelling at me at the top of her lungs. I'm shaking out of adrenaline, yelling right back. But I was yelling, anyone else can have this parking spot but your friend. I don't care who gets it, but not you. Her friend had finally got around to that spot. Several other cars had passed us, I'm sure thinking we are crazy. Her friend decided to not wait for me to move and had moved into another row. A non-related car has stopped, watching us. I offered to move for them, still replying to her yelling that anyone but her could have it. She was calling me curse names and walked off, and I motioned the car watching us into the spot. The stranger took the parking spot. I walked towards the movie theater, coming down from the battle chemicals. Very pleased with myself that she didn't get to win due to cheating. I have no idea what movie we watched that day, but over a decade later I still remember not letting her win. Am I wrong for being honest with mutual coworkers about my breakup with my GF? So there's me, 26-year-old male, and my ex-GF, Daisy, 25-year-old female. We broke up a few months ago after a year together. We work at the same place, but different shifts, so I never see her. She dumped me over a string of bad luck. I got suspended at work for a few days over a minor screw-up. Because I missed out on that paycheck, my car got repossessed and I had to ask her for money to get it back. She paid for my car, but said that was her parting gift and that she couldn't be with someone irresponsible. She dropped me off and that was it. I don't bring her up, but coworkers ask about us sometimes, and I'm honest when they do. I've talked to several buddies of mine about her and another guy who was asking. Turns out he was asking because he was interested in her and they started dating. Apparently, he told her about our conversation because she texted me pissed off. She said coworkers have been less friendly with her and she's been getting a lot of unwanted attention from some guys at work since they heard she was a gold digger. I replied that I never used that word, but she did leave me over money, so it's not like I was lying. She then insulted me for being broke, which I said kind of proved my point. Now she's threatening to get HR involved even though I told her I'd never talk about her again. She already dumped me. Trying to sabotage my career just feels like going overboard. My husband is angry on vacation and I feel so alone. My husband and I are currently on vacation, and last night we went out to dinner. While we were there, my husband ordered a lot of liquor, just straight triples and doubles. I was upset towards the beginning because I asked him not to get super drunk, like I have to babysit you drunk, and he took offense to that and asked if I was just jealous that I couldn't drink. I'm currently getting over a stomach bug. He proceeded to get so drunk that he was slurring his words and dropping stuff at the table. I asked for the check and helped him get home. He passed out and I spent the night watching TV by myself. This morning, he noticed I was off and asked if I was mad at him. I explained why I was upset about the night before. I had to take care of him being super drunk and then I had to spend the night alone. Upon hearing this, he got angry and told me, I always find something to be miserable about. He also alluded to me being mad at him as the reason why he got so drunk. He rolled over to go back to sleep and said I should go to the beach by myself if I wanted to go. I feel so anxious and sad and alone. I'm sitting by myself, debating what to do. Am I an unsupportive husband? My wife wants to drag me and the kids on a 2-hour drive each direction so she can go meet up with some high school friends. Neither our kids nor I were invited to join them, so we are just along for the ride, and then, the fun of finding something to do in a town that has nothing but box stores for the 4 hours that she is hanging out. Keep in mind, it'll be roughly 95 to 100 degrees outside as well, or else I'd take the kids to a park. I am all for her hanging out with her old friends, but I offered to watch the kids at home instead. This way I can get the kids together with other friends, or take them swimming or to the beach, etc. They have way more options, and my wife can take all the time she wants with her friends. I am being told I'm selfish and not supporting her. The only difference is, I can do something more fun with the kids and we aren't stuck in a car for 4 hours when we have nothing to do there anyway. In my mind, that is being supportive. I'm happy to spend time with the kids and to let her have fun with her friends for as long as she wants. The only thing I'd rather not do is get dragged on multiple hours of car rides, plus the task of finding something to do in a boring town while I can stay home and have more to do here with the kids. Can someone tell me if I'm being selfish and unsupportive for not being told exactly what and how to do at the time that she won't be around anyway? That's it for today's story time. Enjoy the rest of the video.